Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leo's Harmony, and today we're taking a look at how you isolating yourself kind of aligned you with your purpose in life. So we have three different piles here to choose from, so please go ahead and pick one so we can go ahead and get started with your reading. Okay, pile one, welcome to your reading. So you got the cards The Ever Unfolding Rose, which says cracked open, it's happening for you and not to you. You also got the Immerse Yourself card that says training, learning, new hobbies, and passions. So what this is telling me is that you basically isolated yourself to kind of learn something, that maybe the situation that you were in is not really your fault. Maybe you had to learn that, this situation that happened to you, or, like your life the way that it was at that moment, was not your fault. And it's basically your guides telling you that you were in that place for a reason. Maybe it was to protect you, maybe it was to let you grow, maybe it was to, kind of let you be in a space of isolation so that you can learn about yourself and kind of learn and train yourself, with these new lessons. So it's important for you to know that whatever you kind of learned there, it wasn't happening to you, but it was happening for you, like this card mentions. So it was for your highest good. It wasn't, to kind of make you like suffer in any way. So let's pull a few oracle cards here to get more information about this. It seems like two kind of fell out. So you got fine wine. It says longing is the portal to wholeness. And then you got make friends. It says friendships is the alchemy of success. Let's pull a few from other decks here. You got calm. And then one last deck here. You got the card Holy Love. Let me try to make some space. Okay. So what I'm kind of getting from these cards is that, this place of you like isolating yourself allowed you to kind of think about your past, like I mentioned, and kind of figure out like, hey, this happened for for like the best reason, not because, my guides were trying to harm me in any way. And it was some type of training or lesson that you had to do. But in doing so, you kind of figured out that, making friends in this period, like after you healed, was better for you. And in doing so, you kind of like maybe longed for a couple friends here. Like maybe you really weren't talking to friends as much because of this. But now that you kind of had this period of isolation, you pretty much healed. And maybe your friendships are even better because of that. So, with that, you gained a new sense of calmness and new sense of love as well. So, those cards are coming out for a reason. So, let's pull some tarot cards, and I'll be right back once I have all of those pulled out. Okay, so you got the Seven of Cups, you got the Three of Swords, you got the Ten of Wands, Knight of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. So basically, here it's like you were contemplating uh, whatever decision you were making in the past. And in doing so, you kind of decided to self isolate. And this, Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak. So maybe in doing so, it was a period of you basically not wanting to do it because you really wanted to be around people. But I think intuitively you kind of knew that you had to kind of self isolate a little bit to kind of gain the knowledge that you needed to. With the Ten of Wands, it's like you're releasing something and you are basically releasing the stuff that no longer serve you. So with the Knight of Cups here, it's pretty much how you kind of, well, the Knight of Cups and Page of Pentacles, it's kind of like you wanted to wear, like, Knight of Cups is more about someone who basically wears their heart out, like on their sleeves. And it's basically saying that you're a really kind person, a really thoughtful person, someone who kind of shows love a lot. Page of Pentacles, it's like you're trying to manifest something new. You're trying to learn something about stability as well. So it's like you were doing this because maybe you wore your heart out on your sleeves too much. Like maybe you were being too caring for people, that maybe you didn't learn how to care for yourself first in some way. So this could have been the reason that you went into self-isolation. But the Page of Pentacles, it's like you had to do this in order to kind of receive what you want from life. What you've been trying to manifest is the reason that you kind of went through this period of isolation. Let me pull maybe two more tarot cards because I'm kind of feeling that. You got the Six of Swords. And you got Strength. So it definitely was a period of you like requiring you to like have strength to be able to do this stuff that you needed to do. Do I need to cover this up? I don't know. Well, I'll check later. But yes, you had to have a lot of strength here. And like this angel deck here has its own like little oracle section, I guess. So there's little words here. So this talks about love and submission, contemplation, spiritual communication, perception and revelation, loyalty and allegiance, loyalty and perception of unity. So these are like the gods, or sorry, not the gods, the angels that kind of, work. And these are kind of like what they do. So they kind of come to you as a way to like heal you in some way or help you in your journey in some way. So what I'm kind of seeing here is that maybe you are getting the help that you need, because I don't think you're pretty much alone in this. You're kind of getting the help from your guides, your angels if you have any. And even if you don't have angels, I think the oracle messages still apply to you here in these tarot cards. So I think, this is still like a pile of you needing to retreat, and you did, to kind of learn how to take care of yourself first. And then you kind of went out back into the world, as a much better person. And you will be rewarded for this because this is exactly what your guides wanted you to do, and it's exactly what you did. So let me pull a few closing cards here. You got the card Evolve. It says the cosmic potential flows through you. So definitely you've evolved into a much better version of yourself, and your guides are very happy with that. It says breakthrough. For a star to be born, it must first collapse. This is not your destruction, this is your birth. So again, it's like you had to self-isolate to kind of break down your past and your version of yourself that wasn't meant for you, right? So you can kind of learn how to do something new and be a better version of yourself for you and for other people. You got nucleus. It says the power within stars is the power within you. So basically, you looking out to other people, looking out to the sky and seeing like, hey, I really wish I was this big thing. I really wish I was like this other person. But your guys are kind of saying like, no, you had this within you this whole time. You can be what you want in life. You don't have to like mimic other people. You don't have to let other people walk all over you. And I think this period of isolation kind of helped you through that to kind of realize like, hey, I am like my own person. I am beautiful in my own way, and I do deserve happiness. So I think you kind of went through that period to kind of learn this, and that's what you're kind of taking out of it. But I think you're also going to be rewarded with manifestations that you've been wanting to do. That is it for you, Pile 1. I hope this reading kind of helped you realize why you went through a period of isolation and how it kind of helped you, and what you can expect in the future a little bit because of that. So if you did like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below, but thank you for watching. Okay, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you got the card, the Council of Light. It says Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realms. You got the Ripple Effect. It says part of something bigger, details are taken care of. So what this is telling me is that your guides are here to help you, and they did help you through this period of isolation that you had. And they're kind of taking care of something for you. So maybe there's not anything you kind of need to do in this moment, and they're probably doing something for you on their end. Let me pull a few oracle cards here to get more information. You got accepting challenges. It says trust your inner resources. So again, I think this is talking about your guides. It's not talking about, anything else, I believe. That's what I'm kind of getting from this now, but let's pull a few cards to get more information from different decks. You got the card Spiritual Message. So maybe there's something your guides want you to know now. And we'll pull a few tarot cards later to kind of get that. Forgiveness and understanding. That came out pretty quickly, so maybe that's something that's very important for you that I would look into. Okay. So I think this is about you being able to trust your guides to kind of help you. But there is some type of spiritual message to forgive and understand something or someone. I don't know if someone like hurt you, something could have happened negatively, or maybe you're just misreading a situation where you need to learn how to forgive because what you thought to be true isn't true, and you need to like kind of take a step back and understand what's going on in a much better way. So let's pull a few tarot cards. I'll be right back, and I'm going to get a few more messages out of this. Okay, pile two. So you got really amazing cards here. You got the Queen of Wands, the Two of Cups, Judgment, Seven of Cups, King of Wands, and Four of Wands. So the only card that's a little questionable, I guess, you would say it's the Seven of Cups, because it's a question about like not really or having a lot of decisions to make. But regardless, this is still a very good pile because I don't think the decisions are horrible, and I think you made the right one. So in self-isolating, you kind of learned to find the joy, within you for the passions. And I think it's kind of amazing because you got the the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands here. So you got the leadership type of energy here on the Wands, and you also got the emotional type of energy of the Wands. And these two are very beautiful here. Two of Cups can signify love. Four of Wands can also signify like a marriage. So if some of you are married or in a relationship, this period of self-isolation not only helped you, but maybe helped your partner as well. With Judgment, there is something about truth here, but I do believe that this is more about, this reading in general. And, I think this is kind of like saying that you did things for a reason and you had to because you wanted to be a better version of yourself. And your guides kind of helped you through that. And they are taking care of things in the background. I think, honestly, if you notice here, there's two people. This doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, uh, a mirror. But I also think this is kind of talking about two people in love with the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands. So there is love coming for some of you. And if you are in a relationship, it's just going to be a better version of it, like that relationship that you're in. So it's going to evolve into another form of love that's much higher, much more high frequency, high vibration, which is much better for you. So with the Queen of Wands and King of Wands, that can also kind of signify like partnership because you're getting the Queen and the King energy here. In terms of the spiritual message, there is some type of truth here about forgiveness and understanding that maybe you need to look at. So there's something that maybe you have learned already or something that you need to learn in the near future about truth, about something that you haven't really thought of correctly. Like I said, maybe you're overthinking something and maybe that's not the actual truth of what happened. But I think your guides do want you to kind of lean on them to kind of help you through that. Because I think there is a bigger message here about how they kind of helped you heal, but I think there's still healing to do because of that. So with the Seven of Cups, it's kind of like you decided what you kind of wanted to do, but the King of Wands, you took that leadership energy and said, no, like I need to self-isolate, I need to kind of learn. And with the Four of Wands, it's like you will be rewarded for it, like a celebration. And again, like as I mentioned, this can talk about marriage as well. So there's something for you to forgive and understand about yourself potentially as well. So maybe there's something that you did in the past that you didn't like as well. This can also be a mirror, like I mentioned, where one little action turned into something bigger. And maybe you didn't like that outcome. Maybe, you know, this action of healing leads you to something bigger as well. So definitely look into what this truth is. And maybe I can pull a card to kind of help. So you got the moon. The moon is not a very clear card, so I don't think you're meant to know. I think you're meant to figure this out on your own. So I'm just going to leave this here. You're meant to figure this out on your own with your own guides, and you're meant to kind of talk to them about this. I'm not allowed to give you the answer here, so good luck with that. I'll pull a few closing cards, since I don't think there's more I can even tell you in this reading, since your guides want you to figure out the rest yourself. Love to the moon and back. I think you really are finding love here because of this period of isolation. I really do think that a lot of you are going to find love here. And that is thanks to the healing that you did. You got nucleus. It says the power within stars is the power within you. This card has been coming out a lot lately. So a lot of you need to learn that what you kind of seek is already within you, and it's something that you have. You got inspired. It says there's a fire inside you burning brighter than the sun. Again, when I'm thinking of the fire, I'm just thinking about love. So this is, I don't know, like there's such a strong message here already about you having your guides backing you up, but I do feel like the helpers, how they're kind of helping you do something, details are taken care of. I think this is about love here. So love is coming to you if you are finding it, and your guides are kind of doing that for you. There's nothing for you to do. Again, like it doesn't mean to self-isolate, right? Like no one's ever going to find you if you're like in your room all day or whatever. Like you obviously need to go out or attempt to like want love. But if you do want it, if you do go out and you do kind of don't look for it, I guess let it come to you because your guides are helping you with that. You'll get it. So I do really do, what? I do really think there is a strong message here about love. So really look forward to that. But that is it for you, Pile 2. I hope this reading helped you. If you did like this reading, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below, but thank you for watching. Okay, Pile 3, so you got the card Let It Rain. It says allowing what is, and then you got the card Play that says to have fun. And celebrate and don't be serious. Let's pull a few more cards before I kind of read, these messages here. You got the card Imagination. It says draw from the well of your own capabilities. Let me get a different deck. Okay, this card almost knocked me out, but it says abundance. Okay, these cards are flying out today, but you got do the work. So these are like really strong messages for your pile specifically, because the cards are fighting. So definitely there's something you need to do, but I think it's allowing, just to live in the moment instead of like worrying about stuff, sorry. You need to learn how to have fun and celebrate and don't be so serious. That's very important for you right now. And with the Imagination, it says draw from the well of your own capabilities. So you kind of have the potential already to just live in the moment. You're not doing that, and that's not allowing your abundance to kind of come through. So you need to do that work. And maybe you isolating yourself allowed you to kind of start this process, but I don't think it's finished yet. So please make sure to do that. Let me pull a few tarot cards to get more information, and I'll be right back. Okay, pile 3. So you got the 7 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Devil. So 7 of Pentacles is about reflecting on your journey in the past. 3 of Pentacles is about cooperation with someone. So like you're kind of teaming up with someone. Knight of Wands is about pursuing your passions. 10 of Wands is about letting something go. Maybe too much that you were taking on right now. Then the Devil is, like a card of being careful because you're being tempted by something. So with your pile, I don't know what's been happening, but you have been getting so many cards that kind of just fly out. I'm going to show you all the cards that kind of flew out, but I won't be including these in the reading. But I did want you to kind of like see them just in case you kind of got a personal message from them. So you got the Page of Swords. I have to kind of cover this up a bit. You got the Nine of Cups. You got the Emperor, the Five of Pentacles, and the Star. I'll read a few keywords from all of them. So there is equilibrium there, protects against those in the courts, patience, political authority, healing, and refuge, and governs dreams and reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. Again, so now that I have these put away, your message is to kind of chase your dreams, but it requires you working with someone else. But there's something for you to let go, and that's, this temptation that you have that maybe it's not helping you in any way. Let me pull the closing cards already, because I think that'll give us a deeper meaning to everything. It says rise to the occasion. So I think this is relating to this card about do the work. So there's something for you to do, and I think it is kind of like starting this whole journey of like pursuing your dreams and pursuing like what you want. If you see this card, it talks about draw from the well of your own capabilities and imagination. So I do think that you're able to do this, but you haven't really tapped into it because I don't think you're trusting yourself. You're not trusting your guides. You're doing things very seriously when you're meant to do it in a place of like really fun energy. Destiny, it says it is not in the stars but in yourself. So I don't like, again, there's so many messages about you, right? Like in yourself, your own capabilities, yourself, doing the work and you having fun, making sure that you trust, everything, and you thinking about the past here. So there's something for you to like move from an energy of, oh, I don't think I can do this, to an energy of like, I can do this. There was just a crow outside. So maybe for some of you, you work with the Morgan. I don't know if that's a thing for you. Um, Let me pull one more. You got Eternity. It says give yourself permission to slow down. So there's something about you being able to slow down here to kind of have this abundance here. Slow down at, the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like that energy of like slowing down and looking back and just being grateful for like everything that you have and everything that you've done. So maybe there's a need for you to be grateful to yourself for the things that you have done in the past, or like how you have or what you have accomplished already. Let me do one more for this side. It says breakthrough. For a star to be born, it must first collapse. This is not your destruction, this is your birth. So there's something for you to change, definitely. For you to do the work, for you to change here, to let go of something. You really do need to kind of start this process. I don't think, I think your guides are a little sassy, a little like, you need to do this now. I don't think they're wanting for you to wait. When I was pulling your cards, a lot of them were flying out, even for the Oracle cards. So I really do hope that you start this because your guides are kind of tired of waiting for you. And yeah, like, I mean, just go ahead and start. You need to do this. You need to stop waiting. Just go ahead and start. But that is it for you, pile 3. I hope you liked this reading. I hope you got messages that were helpful. But if you did like this reading, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked down below. But thank you for watching.